You start down a rabbit hole and it's producing, and you start with this one idea. You're like, how does this connect? How does this person connect to anything? And then you travel down the rabbit hole and you're like, oh, here's a big find. But then it's always so like, I don't want to say exciting, but it's almost like, oh my gosh, alarming when you see that rabbit hole connect to another and then another. And then by the time you've all gone down the rabbit hole, it's led right back to your first person. And you're like, well, that's something. Now, I want to welcome you into 1111 True Crime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Mama D coming at ya. And today, we are going to be talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, Tucson, Arizona. In this case, I've been looking for a connection of any kind that would suggest why Luke Daly would have even been thought of. One, I've also been trying to figure out how would that guy, Derek Callella, who was arrested for a fake ransom, which I'm not so sure it was fake, how would he have got Tomaso and Annie's phone number? And it was like, you can look it up online. What, you got white pages for people's private cell number? I don't know. Maybe you do. Before we welcome in everybody, I just want to say we have to do this for legal purposes. Just so you know, I am a channel on YouTube, entertainment purposes only. Everybody is actually innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We are not a court of law. We are not accusing anybody. We are showing connections that are out there, available to the public. I haven't paid a subscription, haven't marked up. This is private box. It's all stuff that and I say we because other channels have stumbled upon many parts of this, and I've stumbled on my own part, and I'm kind of congealing it together. So with that being said, let me just give Monk's Intrigue a huge shout out. Just found their channel, started watching it. I had already been watching Sleuth's Intuition, so hats off to both of you because you guys are phenomenal and I appreciate your work very much. And I have some info for you guys. I get to help. So they tap down. They're like, wait a minute. This person is appearing at the same place as this person, as this person, as this person. And then they found this little hot spot. But Mama D found another one on top of that just is like double tap, double tap. You remember that zombie movie where it was kind of like a spoof and it had the guy from Cheers in it, Woody Harrelson, and the kid kept saying double tap? Well, this is a double tap. In other words, we've doubled down. And when we start doubling down, that's when it really calls my attention. When you can back up an idea or a theory in multiple ways. And so, what am I talking about? The people. We've all wondered, how is Derek Callella even in this? How did he get their phone number? Why would he message Annie and Tomaso? We've all wondered, Luke Daly, how did he get in this? Where'd Kayla come from? Why is she important? Oh my golly, how the deceptive web is woven so finely. And if you don't look, you ain't gonna find, right? But like I said, Monk's Intrigue and Sleuth's Intuition and myself, we've kind of all been tapping into each other's videos and picking up the information. And then we've been adding on. And I've just kind of jumped on to what they're saying because it makes sense to me. Does it mean that Tomaso did something? No. Am I accusing Tomaso? No. Do I feel he's completely highest suspicion for me? Yeah, I have a lot of suspicion. And we're going to do a little bit of speculating, but we're also going to share some interesting finds, right? So I want to say hello to everyone, whether you're in the live or you're on replay or you're in the live chat. I just want to say humbly thank you so very much. I am going to put my lotion on. Jersey Girls. We carry it in my shop at 1111 Starlightworldmember.com. Shameless plug, right? Because I self-sponsor. Best lotion in the world. I send a sample out with almost every single order. So, does Luke know Tomato and Annie? Good question. Good question. We're going to follow what we've got here and see where it leads. I'll let you guys be the judge of everything. I am going to be very cautious not to draw conclusions to anything. I'm just going to be sharing with you. Hi, Zayona Pride, Mysterious Grave. Hi, Nikki UK. Good to see you all. Zozo in the house. Beautiful Debbie Gazzardo. Hello. Rodinia Bullington. Hello, lovely. Took me a minute to read your name. Hi, Cindy. Here we go, Domino. All right, are you guys ready to get started? I am too. Web of deceit. This is really the problem. We really wanted to know, how are these people connected? So okay, I just splashed lotion everywhere. Let's get into the breakdown. So you may be like, who in the world are these people? Well, of course, you probably recognize Nancy Guthrie on the thumbnail, as well as Tomaso. And I've always wondered with this Callella guy, this Derek Callella, the guy in blue there, right over there. When I say blue, he's got the oval with the blue. Here, let me just show you. This dude right here. And I put a fly. We're going to put a fly over his mouth. There's a reason that fly is there. You'll find out. You'll find out. So, Derek Callella contacted Annie and Tomaso. And now he's arrested because he texted them, and it sounds like he called them, blocking his IP address. But he got caught because it all boiled down to it was connected to his email, which is his full name, Derek Callella. All right. This is what he texted. Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. Y'all, if I said to you, just out of the blue, you know, we're standing in an elevator, and I'm like, did you get the toilet paper? I'm waiting on it. You'd think I'm crazy. You'd think I'm nuts. But if there was a deal to where I had asked you or set it up for you to go get the toilet paper, and I said, did you get the toilet paper? We're waiting on our end. You'd be like, yeah, I got it. Or no, I didn't. It just doesn't sound like, to me, did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. It sounds more like something, just to me, it's suspicious. It makes me think of a prearranged deal, right? Or wrong? What are your thoughts? Does that make you think of a prearranged deal? Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. I don't know, y'all. Feels weird to me. So it brings him into suspect, right? As to how could he fit into the puzzle? So when we look at the situation, we know there's a connection from Derek Callella to Tomaso and to Annie, but it is outgoing. I mean, it's outgoing from him, and it's incoming to Tomaso and Annie. I almost said Tanny and whatever. Anyway, a little dyslexic with their names. So if the message is incoming to Tomaso and Annie and there's no outgoing, there's not that great of a connection. We need to see where Tomaso has skin in the game to understand if there is a connection. And even with everything I'm going to show you, where there's a connection of energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that Tomaso had something directly to do with it, legal reasons. I'm not accusing him. I'm just saying the people that he may have crossed paths with in the past definitely are being called up front and center. We've got Luke Daly, who we've got this Derek Callella. All right. So when we get in, here comes that truth train. When we get into a little bit deeper, as we've discussed, if you go to Derek Callella, the guy that did the fake ransom, he goes by Secret Mutilator because he is a band. A band. Who else is in a band? Okay, there's one thing, right? Tommaso'S in a band. Early Black. Interesting. So they have a little in common. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's continue. Now, the band that Derek Callella is known by is Secret Mutilator, and he's got this person, this DJ, Mijito, over here, Mijito, that is the resident DJ, a promoter, and an event producer. When we're looking at that, there comes a major understanding of what that really means. So again, thank you so much, Sleuth Intuition. This is a little clip from his channel, and I hope you will go give a lot of love to him. Now listen to this.
So we have this guy who's asking for a ransom in relation to Nancy's kidnapping. Sets up a fake number and even calls, makes a 9-second phone call to Nancy's family.
9-second phone call to Annie and Tomaso, or at least one of the two. A lot could be said in 9 seconds.
They couldn't find any connection. Well, he lives basically in the LA area, but he didn't make his ransom request until the 4th. Now, I just drove all the way out to San Diego. It's a 6.5-hour drive. It's basically the same, 8 hours to LA. Shy of 8 hours. He's done it before. August 26th of 2022. He was invited by resident DJ Mijito. Now, Mijito is part of, was one of the creators of Scorched, the fetish ball. And if you go look at Kayla Day, a.k.a. Kayla Noel, she's also representing the same fetish ball.
Okay. So the guy that contacted Tomaso, Callella, not only represents some sort of a connection to this Mijito, I'm going to show you something that really cinches that there's a connection between how do you say it? Mijito. Okay. So that's important because Tomaso is going to play a role in this. Just not sure how, but I'm going to show it to you and let you figure it out. So anyway, let's get over here. So Mama D went and dig again. I went way back here. And we have the Secret Mutilator, which is the Derek Callella. And this is his girlfriend, Distress Mistress. Okay? Up here you can see Secret Mutilator says, I want to get in my car and ride away forever. Just me and my girl, me, her, and my black Mercedes. Ride away and take it. I'll take me. It'll take me. And then I made this arrow because I'm like, wait a minute. Mijito or however you say it, Mijito says mom and dad with this little happy face. Let me make it bigger for you, which will take just a second to grab a screenshot and then kick it back at you. So this dude is not just a mere producer to Derek, because he's close to them. Mom and dad, not that they're legitimately the mother and father, but that there's this love, eyes, we love you, mom and dad. There's some parenting, like you've been there for me kind of energy. There's a connection. Yes, and we're going to get into it, Jennifer. All the connections. This gets crazy. So, mom and dad, this means for me that when we get up here, let's take this dude here. Let's shrink this down. This dude and this dude are connected, very much so. And so they're not just connected in the business worlds, they're obviously good acquaintances, to say this whole mom and dad, right? Mojo means son in Spanish. Okay, so this to me cinched that these people are more than just a business, okay? More than just business. These two are connected. So now we go back up and we have to wonder. We've got Annie here, and we have Tomaso, and we have Callella, and we have Mijito. Okay. So that's this weird connection I couldn't quite put my finger on, because they are all connected. They are definitely all connected. So Two Monks Intrigue, big shout out. He's got 31.5 thousand subs. Give him some love and appreciation. Let's go ahead and hit it.
Let's go ahead and meet Mr. Mijito so that it could all make sense, okay? So I scrolled all the way from present day Mijito, the goth DJ that you see before you, all the way back to a much simpler time, when he was just a fresh-faced lad who was discovering himself like we all did, and it looks like he has some interests in photography. Then I came across the first DJ Mijito flyer, right here. October 20th of 2017, called The Ritual Witches Ball. And there's his name, right there.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this off so that you can read what he's gonna show you. Otherwise, it's gonna block it.
In photography. Then I came across the first DJ Mijito flyer, right here. October 20th of 2017, called The Ritual Witches Ball. And there's his name, right there. And this definitely was his debut into this space. And this was all happening at the new House of Rituals, the Flycatcher. The Flycatcher, I will say, is a pretty awesome name for a bar, club, whatever this place is. Until you start to think about, in context, of what it's being used for. In their own flyers, they are advertising goth, witches, which
Rituals.
I will assume are the catchers. So who are the flies?
So the flycatcher, that term, actually comes from some of the buildings that were built very much like you would think of Stonehenge, built by Hitler. Just interesting thought, the flycatcher, neo-Nazi, I don't know. Okay, so let's get back into this. The flycatcher. So Mijito, his venue is the flycatcher and other places. Now he's in a band, right? He's the DJ. Oh, I won't say band. He's the DJ producer. He's in music. We have Callella, who is the secret mutilator. So he is a band. We have Tomaso, his band, Early Black. And you're like, that's wild. But see, the flycatcher is something that you're going to find out is also something that Tomaso did. See this Early Black right here? Yeah. So Mijito does Early Black. Mijito does the flycatcher. So does Early Black right here. No, at the same year, same time frame. November 12th, the flycatcher. 2017, same as Mijito in Tucson. August 10th, 2017, the flycatcher. July 14th, the flycatcher. But that's not all that connects them. So already we've got one established connection back to Tomaso. So we have Annie, whose car is still in evidence regardless of what others are telling you, and the author of the Good Dark book. We have Tomaso's son-in-law, car still in evidence, right? Annie's car. Band, Early Black, did the same venues with an S. See, if it was just one place, you'd be like, maybe. Oh, wait, there's more. You have Derek Callella that has contacted Annie and Tomaso for ransom and now is federally arrested with charges. And he had a band, Secret Mutilator, and he has the same venues as Tomaso used to have. And then we also have, which is going to make more sense in a minute, how this DJ Mijito fits in. He's the resident DJ. He's music, right? DJ Mijito. Okay, I'm trying, y'all. I'm not good at the different languages. Previous connection. So now we can actually see an inflow and a backflow. So it's a connection because it's not all one way. It's not just Derek Callella contacting for ransom Annie and Tomaso. There's also Tomaso having a past where he shared the same musical interest. He shared the same venue, same exact places in the past as the Secret Mutilator and this Mijito. Now, why would Mijito be important? I mean, at this point, you could just move him off the screen and be like, there's that. But there is more, because where does Luke Daly fit in? Where does Kayla Day fit in? Why are there people that are dressing up in goth? I'll call it goth, but it's far deeper and darker. It's almost like she shared everything but out there in front of Nancy Guthrie's, they did the full photo shoot that lasted several minutes. And people are like, well, people, get curious, and Nancy Guthrie's national case, so, people want their picture taken. Y'all, this was the sluttiest, sleaziest way to disrespect a missing elderly woman you could possibly think of. And that's go and strike a pose in front of her house, scantily dressed, with your ass cheeks hanging out, and do lewd, unimpressive moves for your own personal photo shoot and your 15 minutes of fame. But we were like, where did this come from? Out of the blue. Well, turns out when you start digging around, Mr. Mijito, okay, he's actually from Tucson, even though he's hanging out in LA a lot. No, he's from Tucson. Yeah, we got his little bio right here. So let's look at him without his blonde hair, just curious. There he is without his blonde hair. Let's put him down here. Here he is, just trying to look normal, which I'm just saying, trying to look normal. I don't know, he's pretty slender build. He's got some dark mustache there. He likes a full mustache. But the most important part, it says, your queer goth homeboy and native to Tucson, Arizona. This is his own bio. His own bio. Native to Tucson, Arizona, Mijito, they ventured into the world of DJing in 2017. So, did, like Monk Intrigue suggest, is it possible, he's asking, is it possible that he got his start somehow from that Secret Mutilator? I don't know. But with love and influence for many genres, well, he calls them mom and dad, that's why I'm asking. Yeah, you can read this. Mijito takes pride in his versatilities on the decks after successful soft opening sets, radio spots, and new wave radio. Okay, you want to call it all that? Fine, you call it what you want, but I'm just going to say it's pretty dark. Pretty dang dark, in my opinion. So, that's creepy enough. But then I go dig deeper, and he literally has this on his dates, right? I don't know what date this is for. By the way, it's Mijito Michael, if you were wanting to know. I don't know his last name. That's all we got on the public. And he is definitely from Tucson, Arizona. And it said Club Congress. And I was like, I heard that. Because when I was over here looking at Early Black and doing my deep dive, I'm like, well, not only did this dude, let me show it to you so you see, because it's tiny. And I've also got his flyers now. Let's go get our drawing pad, oh, it's saving. Club Congress. That is a venue. Right here, Tucson, Arizona. Club Congress. Okay. So I was like, gosh, that sounds so familiar. I wanted you to check this out. He's into black gloves, like he has a black glove fetish of some kind. Is that not weird? Look at these gloves. He's got this over on his Twitch. Club X, and then maybe it's the club's thing. Maybe it's not his, but he's the one that posted this. But it's his, oh no, it's his icon. That's what it is for Twitch. He's got these black gloves as his picture. Twitch.tv//DJ Mijito. I'm like, he's got a black glove. Weird. He's into black gloves. That's his what do you call it? Avatar. Are those black gloves? And he's definitely from Tucson. So, they're both into music. And I was like, all right, let me look this up. Let me move this up here and move this up here. I can show you. So I was like, I gotta see it for my own eyes. And right here, you can see Alchemy and Hotel Congress, right? A dark party, and it's a dark dance party with Mijito, and it says Industrial Dark Wave EBM, and it does on Friday. And this is at, let's make it bigger so you can see it. This is Mijito. Just hold on, I gotta grab it. Where is it? It won't let me make it bigger. Right up here, it says Club Congress Presents. And right here, let me change the color because white on white ain't gonna show. It says Mijito. So, Club Congress, right there, Mijito, right there. Says July 23rd, 2025. I don't know if that matters to you, but you'll find out that this isn't all in the great dark past. So, like I said, this is showing me that it's July 23rd, 2025. Let's take a copy of this date in case we forget it. And let's go over here and let's look at this. Oh, I'm marking it up. Right up here, we have Hotel Congress. Club Congress Presents Early Black. There's the picture, right? There's Tomaso. Right here. Here's Tomato. August 1st of 2025. Now let's look at the dates. A week apart. A week apart. That's it. Whoops. Let's capture all that, move it together. Because we're going to look at this. So, Mijito's is the 23rd of 2025, right? Let's go ahead and grab this too. Let's put them dates side by side so you can see them very blown up. We're not talking years ago in 2017. No. Mama D dug. I'm like, I got the other piece of the puzzles. These guys have done an amazing job, which is Monk Intrigue and Sleuth Intuition, and Mama D gonna help them. All right, so we've got this Friday, August 1st, 2025, early black right here. And then Mijito is the week before. So they're connected. They're definitely all connected. So now let's talk about the nasties out there. Scorched. This dude is one of the co-creators of the venue, Scorched. Well, they're there. They're in the videos. She's on her knees. I can't really show you. It's so graphic. OMG, it's bad. But she's on her knees and she's done. It's her. It's her. And yeah. And they're connected directly to him. So now we can understand why these people showed up at Nancy Guthrie's if they are all connected. Look at this. We got Annie, which leads to Tomato. We got Callella calling Annie and Tomato. We've got Callella landing us right here with Mijito, directly connected to Mijito. Mijito calling him Dad, maybe because he got him in the industry, right? All right. So then we now have the outgoing. They were at the bands are a week apart at the same venue. You're going to tell me that they never crossed paths, even though Callella is contacting them in the disappearance of Annie Guthrie's mom? I don't know. I find that shockingly surprising. I think it would be highly likely that this dude, now I can understand, I guess, where he could have got their phone numbers. Feel me? And you got this little set of people that are out here doing, soft corn right in front of the house, in my opinion. There's more. So we've established this, right? We've established these two are like buddy, right? We've got the whole mom and dad with big love in the eyes because most likely this dude got his start from that guy. We've established that Tomaso and this dude, Mijito and Tomaso, do the same venues. They do the Flycatcher at the same time, and it's so coincidental that they do Club Congress a week apart. It just gets scary. Now let's add in the rest. Look at this. Kayla Day is directly connected to Scorched and to DJ Mijito. Directly. She's actually working the scene, picking up things so she can do tattoos and piercings. She's doing things at the festival where she's seen in the crowd while he's DJing. Okay? And then, let's not forget Luke Daly, who claimed his innocence and that he absolutely doesn't hardly even know Kayla, yet he was arrested the year before and in 2025 with Kayla in the Walmart parking lot. She had an AR-15 or an AR, might not have been a 15, loaded in her pouch, and they had rugs on them, all right? Also, he's got this eye piercing, which maybe it's the fad, the latest, greatest thing, but that's what Kayla does. And that's how she pierces. And those happen to be the very same studs that's all over her Facebook. So it just makes a person go, huh? Now, I'm not saying any of these people did anything to Annie, but I damn sure am saying they had the opportunity to cross paths in so many ways. And this guy is definitely involved with the disappearance of Annie Guthrie because he's under the arrest for falsifying a ransom note, which I don't think is false. I think he was following up on a plan, but that's my opinion. You've got this Mijito that's doing the same venues as Tomaso. And mind you, these people, this secret mutilator, this couple right here, and Kayla Day, as well as this DJ dude, they're not just in it because they're goth. They're in it because of rituals, witchcraft. I'm talking dark, dark energy, self-mutilation, and definitely a lot of sex and weird stuff. They call the Scorched was all about being unholy. Okay? So when we're looking at this situation, look at the connections. My wrench. Oh no, my blind eyes just blocked at 11:11. Sorry, lovely. BT found out, wow, this guy said in an interview that they barely knew each other. That's sus. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe him. My bird, Sunny, I believe Savannah is suspicious too. That's why she went back to New York, in my opinion. Your opinion is definitely welcome here. Thank you for sharing what you feel and think. Rocka Love says, I zoomed in on Luke's eyebrows. It appears they are penciled in. And he's shaved. He's shaved, right? Because if you peek through the arrest thing where they're about to pull that curtain so they can dig through the Range Rover, they got him sitting down in the car. He's got his hat pulled down to about right here, but you can see this part. He's full facial hair. Hi, Connie Waddle. Laura met my bird Sunny. They all know something, as it's likely they had sheriff shut down, and something is very odd. Something is very odd. Very odd. Hi, Lori. I hope they didn't do anything evil or twisted to Nancy. I don't know. We're just, as a group of creators that are just free roaming here, trying to pick up information, doing our own research to add to what others have done. So like I said, Monk Intrigue and Sleuth Intuition have been doing individually amazing jobs. They've been bouncing back and forth off each other, which is wonderful. It takes all of us, you included, to work through these cases. Mama D found the Club Congress, which was just in August of 2025. Do you realize? September, October, November, December, 5 months. 5 months, almost to the day that Nancy Guthrie was taken, that Mijito and Tommaso'S band, Early Black, DJ Mijito and Early Black, Tommaso'S band, were a week apart at Club Congress. See, I used to have a very good DJ friend, and you know everybody in your venue. Definitely do. I would find it highly, highly skeptical. I'll just say it this way. I would be highly skeptical of anybody telling me that Tomaso and Mijito have no knowledge of each other when they're crossing paths at the same venues from 2017 all the way to 2015. 13 years and they haven't met each other, but they're still following each other's footsteps at the venues, like a week apart. I find that strange. Right, the ball. Right, Scorched. Excellent. Thank you, Dagnag. All right. Scorched, where Kayla was, Mijito was, the Secret Mutilator was, and well, let me show you who was all there. So if we go to Scorched, this is what we know is it appears he was there. It appears these two were there. Definitely Kayla was, okay, Kayla was there. This person was there. This person I believe to be there. And this dude is hosting it. He's the co-creator of it. Interesting. So, oh my golly. Carolyn Pandy says, I think Nancy was gone when they brought her out of the house wrapped in something that was dripping. Just your opinion. Vibrations premiere. The mask was made to look like Evans. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Donag says 2026 too. Yeah. Laura Mint, I agree, but there's something with too many connections and they might know who they are, as the way the second message changed to "we hear you and we're listening." Who are you talking to? Yep. Kristen is asking, I wonder if Derek was going to share the Bitcoin ransom with Tomato and Annie. He was asking if Tomaso had received the money so Derek could get his cut. In your opinion? Thank you for sharing your opinion. My wrench says someone mentioned the guy taking photos of the woman dressed in skimpy black outfit was that DJ. Oh, let me look at him. Unless he shaved his head and got fresh tattoos, which I'm not saying he didn't, and gained muscle, I would have a hard time. I don't know if I believe that. I think no, I don't think it's true, because the guy that she's with is in a video where she's on her knees, I'll just say that, and then the DJ is going over there, so they can't be in two places at once. Ellen, you are so welcome. It's not just me, you guys. Make sure. I asked my loyal subbers, you guys, my family, my 1111s, my PIs, please go over to Sleuth Intuition and to Monk Intrigue and give them love, because they're the ones that started this whole lineup, where I was like watching their video and I went and dug further to see where it was leading. And in both times, we all three have kind of commingled some information. But finding something in 2017, it's possible they knew each other. You know, they crossed their path one time. But then to find out another place, and it be in 2025, less than 6 months from the time Nancy goes missing. It's a week apart, and it's the same exact venue. What? Because Club Congress... That's just it. They were a week apart. I mean, you can't even make that up. Let's go back and look at that real quick. So, as I said, we have this right here, July 23rd. If you look right here where I've got my mouse, July 23rd, 2025. Okay? We have Mijito right here, a dark dance party. And it's saying Club Congress presents. So then, when we go over here, we've got this early black, August 1st of 2025, right down here. And Hotel Congress, Club Congress presents. And so they legitimately are a week apart. Because 7 onto this would put July 30th as 1 week. This is August 1st. So 9 days apart. Karen says, I don't think that Tomaso took Nancy home. They'd done something else with him because Tomaso pulled in and out and left. In your opinion, thank you. Hi, Tinky. I heard Annie was involved in Wicca, rather opposite to Nancy. So keep in mind, you guys, there's good and bad in everything. There are Wiccans that, I'm not one, but there are Wiccans that are said to be nothing but healing energy that want the best for the world. There are Wiccas that are very dark and satanic. There are Catholics and Jewish people, and there are Lutherans and Baptist people that want the very best for everybody, and there are those that are of those faiths that are some of the most wicked humans on earth. There's light and dark in everything. It's not all black and white. So you can't look at it and go, these people are completely wicked because they choose to not read their Bible. That's your belief. There are others of us believe that Jesus' word lives in our literal blood. There are those of us that believe Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene. I mean, he's of the Jewish faith. He's serving wine at the wedding. All Jewish religions say that the groom is the one that serves the wine, and only the groom. So why would Jesus have broken the Jewish faith and rules to serve wine at a wedding unless he was the groom? Hey, we could get into 1,000 philosophical questions and answers and theories, but the point is, there's good and bad in absolutely everything. Cake is wonderful. It's very, very good. You eat too much of it, it becomes very, very bad for you. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. All right? Sinkazappa. There appears to be a high velocity blood splatter on the front porch. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. I don't know if it's high velocity or just like somebody had a spray bottle of it. I don't know. Check out what Connie said. All right, I'll try to find her. You would almost have to repost it. I can't see it. Sorry. Chat is flying too, so. Serenity Stone. Anyone looking for a family secret on this? Look into the missing mother and 2 kids from New York in 1977. Last name Guthrie. Oh, wow. I don't know if they're related or not. Patricia Annie is or was making jewelry that takes fire in the process. Interesting. Tinky says, sounds like some kind of satanic worship. It does. They are very dark. Annie hasn't made jewelry in a while. All right, you guys. So this is what I have for you. Let's head over here. I want to show you this. This makes so much more sense now. I cleaned up the mapping because I was basically mapping the connection. And I got this triangle. I got Tomaso, who obviously is in the band Early Black. We have Callella, who's in Secret Mutilator, contacting Tomaso, now arrested for fake, right? For fake ransom. We've got Callella being called Dad by Mijito, and Mijito and Tomaso are in the same venues on a regular basis from 2017, spanning all the way to 2025. As well as, if you go to Mijito, all of a sudden we go boom, boom, boom. Here's how it works. Mijito connects through Scorched, his unholy, satanistic venue, whatever you want to call it. We've got this dancing couple that also was outside Nancy Guthrie's house. We definitely have Kayla Day connected to Mijito. And guess what? Kayla Day then connects Luke Daly because they were arrested together. She also then got arrested the night before his home is raided. There's a lot being said here with this little triangle. And it really has me asking a lot of questions. Does this find Nancy? I don't know. I'm trying. Liam in the house. Hello, lovely. Serenity Stone. They look so alike. They are still missing, and the grandmother was named Annie. Oh, wow. That's horrifying. Yes, a cough like blood spatter. That could be. Liam Mijito was DJing at Club Congress last night. He has a residency there. He plays before and after live bands. It's a goth club. Why it always has dark kind of vibes about it. They all know each other. Thank you, Liam. If Mijito is actually the resident DJ at Club Congress, it basically would cinch the noose that much tighter around the concept of Tomaso knowing who Mijito is. Mijito calls lovingly Callella Dad. Callella is the one that is asking for the fake ransom, now arrested. You feel me? Ooh, Cheryl. Wasn't it 5 months ago when T signed a durable power of attorney for A to take on this role? I'm not sure. I didn't understand all that power of attorney stuff. Like, I never saw that it was power of attorney of Nancy Guthrie herself. I didn't see her signature anywhere. She would still have been sharp as a tack. It would have required her signature. I never saw that. Lynn's been, hello. I just had to pull the tractor over to say Mama D deserves the go. That's for me. This is for Sleuth Intuition. And for Monk's Intrigue. Because it wasn't just Mama D. It's also you. All of us have to take the credit. Where are we? Just that much closer to understanding the connections. What I want to do is I want to pull some cards, knowing who these people are, seeing what their energies read out as in connection to Tomaso. It's amazing how tarot can tell you if it is a connection that's been around for a while. We're going to find out. That being said, if that's not your thing, just skip this next step. Keep in mind, I do this with Jesus. He's the only one that I accept the answers when I pull cards from, because he is my savior. And so therefore, I don't call it divination, because I'm not out there asking random gods. I'm talking to my savior, and I'm sure Jesus can give me the cards. With that being said, we'll have another live after that where I'm going to let you guys ask the questions. Today it's for all subscribers, not just our private eyes, but for everybody. And with that being said, I love you guys very much. I ask, will you do me a solid and pray, pray, pray for the truth to be revealed for Nancy Guthrie and those that love her. I love you guys. To moon and back forever. See you in a bit if you're continuing on with me.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think that